Hello, and welcome to Spiritually Speaking with me, Cheryl Lynn. I want to thank all of you that God has directed to this video. Um, my prayers and blessings go out to all of you as we are in the human ascension, and many of you are getting out of the physical 3D world and raising up your vibrations into God's 5D. So we welcome you here in the 5D. Those of you that have already ascended and are helping others, welcome as well to this video, this teaching video. Again, Spiritually Speaking with Cheryl Lynn. Part of my life's purpose is to be a spiritual teacher, and the way things go with me is I experience it first, and then I bring it to all of you. So I learn it first, and then I teach all of you. I think out of all the videos I have done, this one is truly in the 5D. God's ascension, God's serenity, God's peace, God's love, and God's joy on the new earth, the earth of manifestations and miracles. And what's happening in the 5D, and how the physical 3D world doesn't really match the 5D. Right now in the physical 3D world, and this is, I'm recording this on June 6th, 2021. So it's actually Sunday, June 6th, 2021. I do not know when it'll get on YouTube. But as I'm recording this, again, June 6th, 2021. I'm in God's ascension, and the physical 3D world, the darkness is being exposed by God's beautiful light. God's light is shining on that darkness, that evil that's going on in the physical 3D world. And right now, all of you are seeing a lot of the changes that are happening, and things are amping up and ramping up in the physical 3D world. And you know, when the darkness is disturbed by the light, or when the light comes in, you know, it fights. You know, it just doesn't give up, it fights. And so right now, there's a lot of deceptive energy in the physical 3D world. A lot of deception, because the darkness is being exposed right now. God wins, by the way. Light wins, God wins. And at this point, I truly do not know how long this battle is going to be lasting, but it's a battle. It's a battle against light and dark, because the dark has been in the physical 3D world as its realm, and it's comfortable there. And, you know, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Those of you that have not ascended yet, please do. God, please pull me up into the 5D. Okay? Because things are different here in the 5D, because a new earth has been created. A new reality has been created. And those of you that are in the physical 3D world watching this video, you know, you're in a different world. You're in a different realm. You know, please, you have your physical, you know, you have your free will. I can just report to you what it's like here in the 5D. How things are different. What I've experienced in the 5D. And today we're going to be talking about something that is called setting your intentions. Okay, setting intentions. So whether you're in the physical 3D world, this is mostly going to be for the physical 3D world people, or the people on the 4D that are trying to ascend, but they keep looking down because they have the fears and the worries. And it's going to amp up. It's going to amp up. The violence is going to amp up. Everything's going to amp up in the physical 3D world. Again, there's a war going on. There's a battle going on. And light wins, by the way. He has light wins. But how long that takes, I'm just glad I'm not in it. I'm glad I'm out of it. because God's physical 5D world up here, God's new earth, it's a whole other set of things, experiences, than what the physical 3D world is experiencing right now. So, what is setting your intentions? Basically, and I have things written down here, be careful setting your intentions because they do manifest. What you think and what you speak is what you're going to manifest. And of course, the darkness wants you to think and speak dark, and to bring that energy out into the physical 3D world. The darkness does not want you manifesting positive, manifesting light, manifesting God, manifesting the 5D. Okay, there's a battle going on, like I said. Setting your intentions, what you think and what you speak, what you say and what you speak, especially during this time, that's what's going to happen. That's what you're going to manifest. More so than any other time in history. I mean, it is quick. Okay? So be careful setting your intentions because they do manifest. Now, I'm going to be getting into a few things here because there's different things happening in the 5D than in the 3D. Okay? I'm going to read each of these statements and then I will tell you what I mean by that. Okay? So, the first thing, because I'm on YouTube, I'm a psychic. I do readings online. I actually don't do tarot readings. I haven't done them for a long time. But I am a psychic on YouTube. I do these. I do this Spiritually Speaking with Cheryl Lynn. And I also do the monthly sun sign readings, which I use angel cards or other kind of cards. I don't do tarot anymore, and I'm going to tell you why. And I haven't done that in a long time. I used to do it in the beginning. But of course, my journey, has been just like all of your journeys. I was in the physical 3D world too. And my journey, is the same, and for what many of you are experiencing right now. So the second thing, again, number one, be careful setting your intentions because they do manifest. Now, number two, and I am talking about this time right now, the energies that are around in the physical 3D world. Okay? Free psychic readings and other forms of free readings online are for a very broad base of people, not for the individual. The individual must get their own private reading for the information. All right, let me say this again. Free psychic readings and other forms of free readings online are for a very broad base of people, not for the individual. The individual must get their own private reading for the information. Okay, so let me just say this. I can only talk about my own personal experience about setting your intentions on something. So when you do these readings online, and I learned this many years ago when I used to do the online tarot card readings, and every sun sign I did, it was like the tarot cards of the full-on tarot card reading, which was very specific for 3 people. But I would have, 1,500 people, 2,000 people watch the video, which really didn't pertain to them because the feedback that I got was, oh, Cheryl, that was right on for me. You had this, you had that, and it was just like, that's great for the 3 people or whatever that touched. But what about the other people? It really wasn't touching. It was so specific the energy was so specific for other, just those particular people. So, however, people that were watching that, whatever information I was giving them, they set their intentions, oh, this is what Cheryl's talking about, well, this must pertain to me, although I don't feel that. And I'm talking about when I do the tarot card readings, when I did them, well, they were setting their intention, but that was not the right intention. Because it's a broad-based, when I do, like, I'm a Taurus, so if I do, the Taurus sun sign readings, what I used to do, the tarot cards many years ago, I would do just, when I did that, it would hit 3 or 4 people maybe, but then the rest were just like not getting the right information. You need your own personal reading to get your information. But people were setting their intentions to that. Now, unbeknownst to me at the time, God changed all that around for me, and you'll see, what I do now is I do the angel card readings, or I do, the fairy readings, or a very broad reading that is not specific, that is mostly like spiritually teaching people, about how God loves you. It's a spiritual kind of reading. It's not the tarot card readings, and I do that online because, like I said, I end up getting, for every month of sun sign reading, like for example, the Taurus, sun sign readings, I'll get 2,000 people watching, and that's a broad-based, positive energy, messages from God to everybody. But that is not a tarot card reading or a specific. When I have my clients, I do a psychic tarot reading. I'm not doing a broad reading for them because God sends them, to me for advice. And, of course, that has all changed over the years too. As I've advanced, a lot of them have advanced, and, I have a lot of good clients, and I love them all, and I thank them all. I'm very blessed with that. But I changed what I did, many years ago, and now I do the very general, because everything's broad. I do the very general angel card readings, and people say, "Hey, Cheryl, that resonates with me," or "Thank you for doing those cards." Okay, but if you notice, they're very for the broad-based people, because it is a free reading. It's a way to help people get some messages from God. Now, that's my own personal thing. But do not set your intentions, especially during this time, with specific, and I'll explain in a minute. Let me just say this. During this time, like I said, we are at war with the dark. There's deceptive energy that's around. Okay? Not everybody is on the 5D or above the 5D. Some people are transitioning. Some people are on the 5D. Again, this is the time where people are ascending. This is the ascension. And there is a level of deception out there because the dark is fighting back. Okay? So, be careful of negative-based readings that center around fear and worry, and do not set your intentions to fear and worry. I'm going to give you an example. I'm just saying this is generally a broad thing that I'm saying. I'm not naming any individuals or saying this one's better than that one or anything like that. So, for example, if I'm just going to throw this out here, let's just say it's a coffee cup reading that you're seeing online. And the person says, whether, I'll use Taurus because I'm a Taurus, they say, they look in the Taurus cup for, I don't know, June 2021, they look in the Taurus cup, and I'm not doing people specifically. This just goes for all free readings online. But let's just say, or they look in the cards, it doesn't matter. They look in the cards and they see for Taurus for June 2021. Those of you that have here is a light-eyed person in your life, Taurus. I see a light-eyed person in your life, whether it's a husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, a partner to you, a light-eyed person in your life, and they work with a dark-haired woman, and looks like they're having an affair with a dark-haired woman. So of course, immediately, I mean, first of all, let's say there's 3,000 people that look at that reading. You know, out of the 3,000 people, how many people have a blue-eyed person in their life? A husband, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, or somebody that they're a partner that they're close to. You know, a good majority. I'm not saying everybody, but a good majority. And that person could be working with a dark-haired woman. A good majority. Again, very broad-based. But you're going to set your intention on them cheating on you. So you see how the darkness works there? Now you have set your intention on my blue-eyed person is cheating because he works with a dark-haired woman. And 9 times out of 10, it's not true. That's how that deceptive energy is. It's a free reading that you've seen online. But you set that intention of negativity, okay? And, you know, darkness runs with it. Okay? So what I'm saying is this. Is there going to be 1 or 2 out there? Sure. That pertains to. So, you know, we will talk about what you need to do when you look at, like, readings online. And I'm saying just generally. Okay? I'm not naming, you know, I'm doing this as general as I can. Okay? But, again, be careful of the negative-based readings that center around fear and worry, and do not set your intentions to fear and worry. Okay? Because that's what it's like now. Okay? And again, I have here, keep an open mind when hearing free readings online, and say to God not to set your intentions to the reading, only highlight what's meant for you. Dear God, this tarot card reading, this Taurus tarot card reading for this month, God, I do not set my intentions to what they are saying, God. What messages are meant for me? Make it obvious. Through Jesus Christ, the blood of the Lamb, through the Holy Spirit. Ask God, you know, not to have to set, God, I do not allow this to set intentions. You don't set your intentions on what they are saying. Okay, dear God, and whatever this is, you know, and we're going to talk about other media too. Absolutely. So do not set your intention on that tarot reading, you know, or that, you know, psychic reading or whatever it is. Don't set your intentions on what they're saying. Just, God, what are my messages? I started doing that a little while ago, and I'm going to talk about my journey. I started doing that a little while ago because everything was starting to get negative, like really, oh boy. And I could see where the energy would build up into the negative, because what you think and what you speak, you know, is what you create. So, you know, I started doing that. God, please, you know, I do not set my intentions, God, to what this person's saying. Just please give me my messages. And what I noticed from me personally, I got, for the free readings that you see online, I got 1 or 2 things, and that's it. And everything else was just like, that doesn't pertain to you, that doesn't pertain to you, that doesn't pertain to you. So, again, please say to God, keep an open mind when hearing free readings online, and say to God not to set your intentions to the reading. Only highlight what's meant for you. Okay? And here is, because we are now in the human ascension, and God's light is shining and exposing the dark has set out deceptive energy to misinform people, to set the wrong intentions. Be very careful at this time on what we talked about, people online, psychics, astrologers, prophets, etc. you listen to. Many are under this deceptive energy and do not know it. Do not set your intentions on anything at this time. Be very careful at this time. What I've noticed now in the 5D, because what I've noticed is that, for example, astrology doesn't affect anything in the 5D. It does the 3D. It's meant for the 3D, but not the 5D, because it's God's new earth. And I have consciously, for the last 2 months, and I will continue to do that, have not listened to astrology, have not listened to it at all, because there's no karma here when you get up into the 5D. This is God's new earth. This is God's serenity, God's peace, love, and joy. Okay? For me personally, I haven't listened to it for the last couple months, and the energy has just been fine, because it's not necessary in the 5D. Or to set that intention. Now, I could set that intention, and I could say, oh, this moon's affecting me there, or whatever, or this Mercury retrograde is, but you know what? I don't know when the Mercury retrogrades are. I don't know what the blue moons are. And for me here in the 5D, it's just peace. It's just peace. Now, are astrologers great people? Absolutely. Do they do a service? Absolutely. Especially when you're in the physical 3D world and you're trying to navigate your life and walk through that physical 3D world, and you're trying to ascend into God. Okay? Once you get up into the 5D, you appreciate what they do. All of them. You appreciate what they do. And it's, especially during this time, it's very difficult. So, God, do not set my intentions. So if I'm just saying the astrologers, but they're all, whatever. God, do not set my intentions of what the astrologer says. What are my personal messages? What do I need to know? Okay? And God will make it very clear to you. All right? So, be very careful at this time. That's why I put out this video. Now, we're going to get off of, I did what I know. But all media, let me just say this, since I've been in God's 5D, when you get into the 5D and you look at the physical 3D world's media, and you look at what they have on television, what they have on the darkness that comes off, but that can hook into you. You're going to see that intention, okay, whether this is a thrill or whatever this is. There's so much horror. There's so much. When you're in the 5D, your eyes are open to all this. You can see what the darkness is doing to people, how it's screwing around with people's heads. It truly is. And keeping them fearful, keeping them worried, keeping them down into the physical 3D world. But we are to rise above into God's 5D. So for me, for the last 2 months, and I will continue on, I have not looked at one thing that was negative, that had any kind of negative connotation. I changed, what I've seen on television, with the movies I watch, the music I listen to, because you can't. It's like a sounding brass. Maybe those of you that are in the 5D, you can understand what I'm talking about. But this stuff comes at you like, it's like, and the physical 3D world loves it. The 5D, it's unnecessary. I do feel in the future that there's going to be entertainment of light. The entertainment itself will change. But don't set your intentions to the negative media, negative movies, negative music, negative, the dark. Get into the light, get into God's light, raise up your vibrations. I love me, I care about me, I love myself emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Because you are powerful. Step into your power, you're strong. Okay? Watch how you're setting your intentions about, especially getting into negative things. The physical 3D world is negative, absolutely. That doesn't mean you have to be. That doesn't mean you have to be a part of it. Rise up above it. Okay? Rise up above it. Now, this deceptive energy will go. It will leave. And there will be peace. I don't know when. I just know for me right now on June 6th, 2021, it's raging. It's raging. So again, even if you get like a psychic reading with somebody, you get your own personal reading. God, I do not set my intention on what they tell me. Just send my messages unto me. And God will let you know. God will let you know. But there's a lot of good people out there, and this will be over with. But right now we're in the middle of this energy, and the best thing you can do at this point is to raise your vibrations up into the 5D. Have God pull you up into the God's new earth. Be very discriminating on what you think, what you speak, what you watch, what you listen to. Okay? And just know that God is light. There's no fear and there's no worry with God. There's no dark with God. It's all light. It's all love. And God loves you. And God cares about you. All right? So set your intentions to God. Give your intentions to God. Set your intentions to positive things and light and loving yourself and stepping into your power. You can overcome anything that you're experiencing right now. You can overcome it. If God has directed you to this video and you're listening to this, you have the power to do it. And don't let anybody or anything dissuade you from that, because that is the truth. God does love you. So set your intentions with God. And I love all of you very, very much. God bless you. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.